Hi, I'm Justin Chance. We're in my studio in Brooklyn, New York. I'm an artist and writer. The idea of like the artist as kind of like a catch-all term was something that really attracted me from get-go. I feel like 2008 for a comic exhibition at Brooklyn Museum, I was like, this is, one, I'm a child, so like, this is cool, but also like, he's making mugs, he's making like pins, he's making enamel, like he's making paintings. I was like, okay, like I could do one of those two, three things. And the idea that like the arts could just be a thing, you know? And for me, I think as also like a writer, it's really important to figure out like what art can do that language can't. You know, something, is this idea better as like a paragraph? It's just be a paragraph, or is it better as like something else, you know? Because language is incredible. Like language is a whole situation. I mean, like, and I think there's something about kind of the authority of language that feels sometimes daunting, and which is why art is okay. Because in art there's a wiggle room. You know, you can draw suggestions without having kind of being held accountable. You know what I mean? So writing for me is really just like taking a word, a fascination, just really going there. Oh god, especially a good metaphor. Whew. Exhibition making is kind of how I orient myself in the studio. Like it's really, as like, I can be literally interested in anything, like literally anything. So I think exhibitions are a really great way of like holding me to a particular frame. Okay, cool, that's my era. That's my kind of like oceanography era. Like, or that's my kind of like how do TVs work era. Titles and ideas really guide me research-wise. There's one quilt called Aloha Sadness. And I was like, I feel like I was either washing dishes or I was like showering or running or something like that. But I was like, holy shit, that's so good. I was like, it's so dumb, but also so real and so good. Like aloha means goodbye, it also means hello. Another one, like green screen, that's also a quilt. Again, I don't necessarily love that color, but again, the title is what it is. So it really helps me figure out that's the research. Materially, like knowing how something works is really important to me. I know how something, and also how it works culturally, on a cultural level, but also how it works on a physical level, and also how it works particularly in terms of dye or pigment on a molecular level. Because that way you're able to figure out, to really get in there. You know, just like in terms of like writing, you have to know how language works in order to be effective in it. I think knowing has this connotation of a very empirical presence, that like knowledge is power, and that's what we want. But I think there's something really beautiful about like not knowing. Oh, this is like that's the best part. Like the best part is being like, what is that thing? And I think in between exhibitions, like, like for example, space. I'm like, all right, that's so fascinating, but I can't get in there right now. But like not knowing is like, holy shit, like that's something you could get into later on. I think as a viewer, I mean for the viewer or the reader, I think the position of like not knowing but curiosity is also great. You know what I mean? So no one's like battling them saying, I'm the artist, I know what you're talking about. Like, no, we're all, you know, contributing to the situation.